2009 was a beautiful and peaceful year in Blackwood. The sun shone, the birds sang, and it was gorgeous everywhere.
Well, except for the bushfires.
Oh, that's right, the bushfires.
And your appendicitis.
Oh, yeah, and the gastro.
The gastro. The ever-present gastro. But the year really started with a bang with the fire season, and Black Saturday was a bit of a milestone for us. It certainly made us realise that we were very underprepared when it came to fire preparation. Even though we were evacuated 3 times over the coming weeks, we were very fortunate in that we weren't affected directly, not like some family and friends who were very much affected by the fires. But as I said, it certainly made us realise that we'd been a little bit naive about our beautiful forest tree change.
Despite the scares, we've really loved living in Blackwood. We've made quite a few friends in this tiny, tight-knit community, and we've done a lot of work to the house and the gardens. In particular, I've been really busy in the garden, and we've had a couple of working bees to get things started in terms of fruit trees, vegetable plots and chickens.
The chickens have been particularly a project of mine, and I've built the chook shed, which has now come to be known as Cluckingham Palace, given its ridiculous level of over-construction. Hopefully that'll be finished sometime in January and we'll get some chooks in, and we're very much looking forward to being able to eat almost entirely from our own garden over the rest of summer and autumn.
Well, we come from a short line of farming stock. Earlier this year, in late autumn, we were up at Tim's folks' place. They've got an olive farm, and we helped them harvest their olives for the second time. My sister, my brother and a few friends came up to help, and it was really a great gathering of people with lots of laughter and food and hard work as usual at the Marsh residence.
The hard work continued in a professional sense this year for both Heather and I. I started working 4 days a week so that I could stay home and look after Rufus on Fridays, but for the rest of the time I've had a very, very busy year with a lot of very challenging and at times very rewarding work, both in my work at the criminal bar, but also this year I've really started getting my teeth into a new role, which was as a legal member on the Mental Health Review Board, sitting in various hospitals around the state and determining if people need involuntary psychiatric treatment. Sounds a little dry, but it's been some of the most fascinating and rewarding work I've ever done. It's been a real privilege to be involved in it.
I went back to work in late January, and I thought I was ready. I really felt ready to go back to work, but when I arrived there, I discovered that I was thrown completely in the deep end. Being a mother and a general manager in a very small not-for-profit organisation does not work really at all. And I worked so many more days than my 3 days a week, and actually worked so hard that I got quite sick. At one point I did a 14 days straight grant application while I had appendicitis, and then spent a week in hospital contemplating my options, and decided I needed a new job. I'm now 3 days a week for real at Arts Victoria, and I absolutely love it. I'm very well supported, I've got great colleagues, and I'm having a lot of fun. Between jobs, I had a week off work, and I decided that the safest way to make sure that I really didn't work was to actually leave the country. So we went to Fantasy Island, a bizarre and strange place that had white sand and trees and cocktails and endless amounts of lying by water, but it could have been anywhere in the world. We're told it was Fiji.
It was a bizarre holiday, and I'm not entirely sure that I'm cut out for resort holidays, but a few things made the time go a bit easier. The first of those was a bottle of duty-free rum that we brought in with us, and the second was the extraordinary hospitality showed to us by the Fijian staff who worked there. People whom we'd never met before would just gather Rufus up into their arms and carry him off and entertain him while we actually managed to spend some quiet time by ourselves. And the staff there treated Rufus like he was some sort of little pink deity. He had an absolute ball, and for the first time ever he got to play on a beach and swim in the ocean, and he thought that this was just the biggest and most beautiful sandpit in the world, and he had a terrific time.
Of course, the best part about 2009 was being parents to a toddler. Rufus has absolutely changed our lives, as I'm sure all of the other parents we know would attest. It's an incredible journey, ups and downs, and joys and moments when you feel like screaming. He started crawling, and then he walked. He moved into his own room and is so engaged with everything, the garden, the dogs, playing with us, the other kids at childcare. And lately he's started talking, and it is amazing.
Here's a little sample of what Rufus has been saying recently, with translations, of course. Purple. Shower. Polly and Seamus. Nudie run.
From all of us in Blackwood,
That's Tim, Heather, Rufus, Polly and Seamus.
We wish you a very happy new year.